Buckley role. So I have him here circled in red at the bottom of the screen. So he's wearing number 9. But it seemed to be like, so this was a puck out for Waterford here, and you can see that they're about to get going. But it does seem that if they have players far enough up the field, that he or Wally Walsh or whoever will press up just enough to make sure that they can engage that player and stop the short ball. But and it was Murphy in this, Buckley on this occasion who did do that. So it does seem that when they can, they'll push up and engage the full back line to make sure the short one doesn't work. And the reason that they do that is because Waterford are so good at working the ball out from the back. They have so many lads that are comfortable with the stick pass into, semi-traffic, or just running at a man, popping the ball over his head and going again. So I suppose that's a bit of an insight into what Kilkenny were doing.
Just on that, Shane, there are certain teams that they will do that against, i.e. Waterford, probably Cork. There are certain teams that they won't do it. Maybe might do it against Wexford potentially in the Leinster Championship as well, to be honest with you, to deny Wexford the ball because they're such good runners as well. Probably don't see them doing it against Limerick, given the trend of teams allowing Limerick have the puck out now. But it does show that they're really willing to adapt depending on who they're playing against, which I think is like Cody has been slagged off maybe at different times for having somewhat archaic techniques and how should we say, styles of play, and it's been lorrying the ball up. But it definitely looks like even more so now than ever. I never bought into that, but it does look like more so now than ever that they're willing to adapt and play what's in front of them on a given day.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that the way the game turned around after Ozzie Gleeson's missed goal chance, the one that we displayed on screen there. If that had to go in, it would have been 1-7 to 3 points after something like 15 minutes of the game, give or take. But instead, Kilkenny ended up scoring 4 of the next 5. And, Waterford's kind of steadied the ship a little bit with 2 more.
It was a role reversal, Shane, of the Tip Waterford game 2 weeks ago. Was it Jason Ford? Jake Morris missed a goal chance when they were 9-3, 9-4 up. And all of a sudden, Waterford went down. Within 5 or 6 minutes, they were a point up. And it's the opposite way around this time. Waterford were the ones that should have been 7 up. And then all of a sudden, they were a couple down.
Do you see Paddy Deegan being the centre-back for Kilkenny when the championship comes? Richie Reid played there the other day, and he's obviously a very good hurler and a very good stick man. But I just wonder the physicality of Deegan. I mean, he's a tank. And if you see him at club level, that's where it really stands out. You see him with O'Loughlin Gales. He togs out in the field, and he's a monster. Now, at inter-county level, that doesn't stand out quite as much, but he's a very abrasive player. He's a bit more, he's pretty dominant in the air. So I think he could end up being the 6.
It's funny. After the Kilkenny County final last year, we were hovering the possibility of him being a forward for Kilkenny.
I know.
So you don't really know how things will go. If they're looking at that point of, you said about Pádraig Walsh, teams almost bypass them, and a lot of games do tend to potentially bypass centre back at the moment with them playing around him more than putting the ball down on top of him. Maybe they think they can not get away with someone, but loosen Pádraig Walsh up to play a role up the pitch, and Paddy Deegan, who, if there's 50-50 or 60-40 ball in around the area, will kind of lord it up. But it is a big departure to throw someone in centre-back who's played very little league. Has he played championship centre-back before? Would have been probably Killian Buckley at centre-back, would have been Pádraig Walsh at centre-back. Paddy Deegan's played a corner-back, wing-back, probably midfield. Your positional sense is huge at centre back. That's the only thing that would probably be a bit of a worry there. And also, and as well as he's playing, and he's been probably one of the players of the league, David Blanchfield at wing back is going to be a rookie coming in for championship action. And maybe Mikey Carey. Well. Yeah. So then you could have a rookie half back line. And that's okay during league games. But, when things are going wrong in a championship game, maybe that's when you need your Pádraig Walsh at centre-back to really steady the ship, a guy who's been there and done it. But listen, it remains to be seen. Things look quite rosy on the Kilkenny front at the moment.